Hey everyone, this is Roger from Almost in Full Color, and today I'm going to talk about the Project Stream beta that was put out from Google, which is cloud-based gaming. The game is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which Keith reviewed this a couple weeks ago, and I'll link that in the comments, says I'm not going to review that game, but it has been pretty fun. This gameplay you're watching now was ran on my custom PC with a Ryzen 7 first gen and a GTX 1070. The GPUs don't really matter because this is cloud computing. They're rendering it on their servers. So I'm going to go through a couple other computers here, but this first set is from this custom PC. The whole time my CPU was around 15%. I did have like 10 other tabs open. This 16 gig of RAM computer, so you can mix that in. It was very resource light. Again, a lot of the rendering's done on the cloud on their servers, and you're just getting the screen there. The gameplay here is mostly 60 frames a second. You saw at the beginning of this cutscene it was 30 for a little bit, but it looks wonderful and it played well. I didn't detect any delay in controls. I don't know how that will translate over to a first-person shooter, but a game like this, I never complained about the controls. Here's some action during the game while streaming there, and you can see I had like a little bit of a frame drop for a quick second, but nothing bad looks here. I'm generally just playing the game and overall enjoying myself. Everything was smooth. This is being played on a controller. I'm sorry, I can't do mouse and keyboard on Assassin's Creed for some reason still. So you'll see the controls there. But for my PC, I do see this a way to go. There is no problem, and it was nice that all you need is a Chrome browser. So this does open up gaming for a lot of people. You don't need to install any other software, just the general browser that most people are using today anyways. So here is another scene of me in the city, a little more busier than that last in the field where there's only a couple guys, and there's some action of running up these. Again, very smooth gameplay. I haven't hit a delay yet, and you can see that the frames were steady, going constant 60 frames. In order to see the frames, I am using a built-in Chrome debugger tool. You can see GPU memory was low. I do want to specify that when I am doing these tests, I had 192 download. I think at lowest I saw it was 80. So I do have pretty good internet for this. The next test I did was on my MacBook Air here, which is a 2013 version. Has an i5 at 1.3 gigahertz and just has the normal Intel HD graphics. And all these tests were ran on wireless. I did that on purpose. So here's the capture footage here. Sorry for the weird audio recording. I don't know why the Elgato did not record it correctly, but my MacBook was at 30% CPU, so there was a bigger increase. Other than that, obviously, like I said, the GPU isn't being utilized. We're just streaming it across. So this does open up gaming. This computer is 5 years old, and I'm able to play Assassin's Creed on something that barely could play any games with any detail. Here's actual fight scene here. And you see it went pretty relatively smooth. I can actually block when I'm actually doing good. Some of the blocks I do miss is just me being bad at the game and not any lag, just to clarify that. But overall, 60 frames running, and I was playing on when I was recording this, I did have the output going and the laptop screen going at the same time. So that is obviously utilizing some resources. There was a little frame drop there. I'm showing this part because I did have one bad experience on the MacBook Air. I played this for like an hour and a half on the MacBook, and this probably will be the biggest blunder I had, and it was right here. You can see I kind of just lost everything. The frames went to complete crap. That was pretty rough. But other than that, nothing bad. Counting again, I'm on a MacBook Air playing Assassin's Creed, the newest version, which is impossible to do without cloud computing. So for the one blunder, I think it's worth it. I could see this running on Chromebooks, and that's how they advertise it. The other nice thing was, again, I'm playing with the Xbox controller. My MacBook never seen the Xbox controller. It just worked. Whatever they do with the Chrome browser to read input, it just worked. They advertise using the PS4 controller also. And from all the tests, I never had a controller problem. So again, that is a huge advantage of just needing Chrome. I don't have to worry about controller drivers. The next test I did was on the Intel NUC. This is a very low-end computer. Generally, you can buy these for $100, and I encountered a lot of problems with this. Actually, a lot of problems where I couldn't even get to the gameplay. In a second, you'll see I couldn't even pass the pre-check it does. Before you start the game, you have to run this. I had a good streaming rate, good latency. For some reason, I was losing packets. This same story, I tried to run it on the Raspberry Pi. Same thing. I kept losing packets, so I'm leaning to that it's more of a network card issue. I was able to run it on my T420 Lenovo ThinkPad that's running Arch Linux. I couldn't capture it because there's no HDMI port on this one, and all I have is Elgato, but it ran pretty smooth there. It was same performance as I was getting at the MacBook Air. Overall, this experience was fun. You don't need a high-end computer, which opens up gaming to a whole new world. Everything just worked out the box with just the Chrome browser. So I do see this becoming the future of gaming. I would like to play a game that requires more reaction to it. Like, generally you have a bigger window of blocking here, but a first-person shooter would be the real test. And whenever I tried any stream or cloud computing gaming system, that was the biggest test. So I would like to see that happen. But overall, I am excited for what's coming up in the future. And with the talk of all the cloud gaming platforms coming out, I can actually see this a valuable product. I may tinker around and try it on some older computers, but again, if it can run on that T420, I think most people's computers will be fine. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed this.